Hey, grab that right there. Are you ready? Is you ready? You say you ready. Whole squad ready. Is you ready? Are you ready? Is you ready? Whole squad ready. We came here to see. All right, fam. The Vegas Eagles back. I know it's been a long hiatus. I know you've been starving for content, but I'm back now with my official 2021 Eagles prediction. We're going to run through the slate, the entire schedule. This is part one of my 2021 Eagles season, where I'm going to do the predictions now, and then in part two, we're going to go over the best road games to go to this year. Now, obviously, it's basically going to be the Las Vegas Raiders game, which is what I recommend all of you to come out for. But independent of that, I know we're getting close to the season. We're already on the cusp of going to Atlanta for Week 1. Atlanta I actually was planning on possibly going to this game in Atlanta, but just certain things fell through that we couldn't make it work. But we were going to do maybe a Georgia Bulldogs game out on Saturday and then Eagles on Sunday in Atlanta. But alas, all right, we're gonna kickstart it now with the schedule. I know most of the country and all the talking heads are down on us, surprisingly significantly. I mean, people really are not giving the Eagles much of a chance at all this year, and I don't understand why. Because Jalen Hurts showed flashes, and now that he's got an offseason under his belt and he's practicing with the starters and everything, so I don't understand the negativity. I'm not going to sit here and say, that we're going to go 17-0, but you'll see my explanations for some of the games. So let's start it off. Week 1. We're going down to the dirty. We're going to the ATL. Ludicrous, home of him, and I think the Eagles are going to come out and we're gonna win this game. I think no Julio Jones is big. Matt Ryan is, I guess he's just there. I mean, I know he puts up pretty good numbers on, like, for make believe fantasy football purposes, but I feel like in big moments he comes up relatively small. And he's getting older now. So I think I like the Eagles' chances in this game to go in there. They don't have much of a home field advantage at all. The Eagles and Falcons have had some wild games through the years. I know we haven't had much success down there, and then we have all this success in Philadelphia. But I think the Eagles play them really close there, and I think the Eagles steal this game. And then we come out and kind of put a little surprise in people. I think these two games, the first two at the Falcons and home for the 49ers, are actually the two biggest games of the year, to be honest. I think the Eagles have to get to at least 1-1 to have a chance at a good season, and you'll see why as we go through the schedule. But I'm actually giving them the big dub. Oh, we don't want the board to fall. All right, so we got the first game as a W. So then we come home, and now picture this scenario. We go on the road to Atlanta, and we beat the Falcons. The whole narrative nationwide changes. The Eagles, well, we go into the Georgia Dome and beat the Falcons. But then we're gonna have a test. Jimmy G or Trey Lance, I guess, will be coming to Philadelphia. Who's afraid of Jimmy G, and who's afraid of a rookie quarterback if it's Trey Lance? It looks like it's going to be Jimmy G, probably on a short leash for the 49ers and Kyle Shanahan. Home opener. Philly fans are going to be dying to get back into the Link after a year hiatus. I think this one could be one where the crowd is a big factor here in pulling yet another upset. And I'm not sold on the 49ers at all. The Eagles went to San Francisco and beat them last year. I know Mullins was their quarterback because during the game. I think they had somebody else there as like a third string that came in during the game. But anyway, we won there last year, and I have no reason to believe that we can't win this game this year against the 49ers at home. I don't understand the love the Niners are getting. I don't think they have any chance to win the West. I think the LA Rams are going to run away with the NFC West, and I really think that it's going to be a battle for the wild cards amongst San Francisco, Seattle, Arizona. So you know what? I'm going Eagles 30, 49ers 17. A little preliminary score for you for week 2. All right. So that gives us to 2-0. Might need a new red marker. But all right. So then after that, we go on the road to Dallas on Monday night. As much as I despise the Cowboys and would love to win this game, the Cowboys open the season with 2 road games. They're at Tampa this Thursday night, and then they play at the LA Chargers. So they don't even get a home game until their home opener is the Eagles on a Monday night. That's a bad
chain of events and bad spot for the Eagles. As much as and also Dallas is clearly the overwhelming favorite to win the NFC East. So I think it's a bad spot. I'm going to give us an L there. There we go. All right, then we come home for KC. This one doesn't look good. Doesn't look good at all to me. I think this might be one where you see a score like 42-20 KC. So I'm not going to say much about this one. This is a bad spot too. So we're catching another L um, on that one. All right, then we have Carolina at Carolina. Now, this may seem like, oh, it's kind of a layup. Carolina is one of the worst teams in the league. Um, I don't feel great about this one though. For whatever reason, I just don't. I don't like where we are. But I'm going to hold off here. So I'm going to skip this game. But then we had Tampa Bay and Tom Brady coming into Philadelphia on a Thursday night. We will be overwhelming underdogs. But I'm flying back for that one because I need to see Tom Brady blow out his Achilles and have his career end at the link the way it should be. And we're going to steal this game and we're going to win that one. That's my upset of the year, the Eagles over Tampa Bay on that Thursday night. So I am giving us the W there. So let's just say I think this one, if we're going to trade here, I think they win one, lose one here. I'm giving it to us to Tampa Bay, and we're beating Carol, and we're going to lose to Carolina. Okay. Then we have the most entertaining game of the year, Eagles at the Raiders, October 24th here in Vegas, which is going to be spectacular weather. I implore all you Eagles fans across the country, to come here for that one. It's also EDC, which for those of you who don't know is the Electric Daisy Carnival, which is a mass EDM, I guess you could call it concert or fair, where at the Speedway, all these EDM artists come in and you can just sort of bounce from area to area to listen to different kinds of EDM music. It is a wild weekend, and I think this could be one of the biggest Vegas weekends that I've had since I moved here. So I highly recommend it. I think there'll be too many Eagles fans here. The Raiders won't know what they're doing. It's going to be 50% Eagles fans here. The crowd takes over on the road, just like the LA Chargers game a few years ago in the Super Bowl year. The Eagles come to Vegas and win this game. So giving us another W. Let me clean this W up here too. Make it a little sharper. All right. At the Lions, they're the worst team in the league probably. I'm giving us a win. Really need a new marker. All right. Sorry for the bad penmanship, but anyway, all right. So you see, through the first 8 games, we're 5-3. That's pretty good. 5-3 going into the second half, or almost the second half of the season. I like where we are. I think you get through the gauntlet here, and these first 2 wins are huge because of these next 2 are going to be really tough. So again, I have us 5-3, and then we go to the sort of second half of the slate. All right, LA Chargers. This one, I don't feel too great about this game against the LA Chargers. I feel like this is one of those weird games where the AFC team comes east, and you think maybe you have a chance, but Justin Herbert's the real deal. I think the Chargers are going to be really good this year. They play in a tough division, but I think LA could come in and give us an L. So I'm going to give it an L here. Man, this is really bad. All right. Then we head to the Mile High City. This one, I know Denver is not going to look good this year, but these are really, really tough games when you go to Denver. I can't even remember the last time the Eagles went to Denver and won. I've actually been to Denver a couple times where the Eagles have played them. I went in 2000, and I believe it was 13, where Peyton Manning just lit up the Eagles in Denver. And then I went in 2005, the year after the Eagles won to the Super Bowl, and the Broncos just lit us up again. And that was a tough game to swallow. And then before that, I know that John Elway destroyed us in like '98 in Denver, because the Eagles only play there once every 8 years or so. So I think you'd have to go back to like 1989, I believe, the last time the Eagles won in Denver. It's a very, very tough place to play, especially for teams that don't go there, unless once every 8 years like the Eagles. So this is a really, really tough game for the Eagles. Um, you know, I I want to give us a chance, but you know what? I'm gonna give us the L here. I think it's just a tough place to play, and I think Denver may not be great this year, but I think it's still a tough place to play that they could steal a game from us. So we're gonna give this one. I just need to retire this marker. I'm sorry, guys. We're gonna use the black one. So we're going to give the L here to Denver, and then we go home for the Saints. Jameis Winston's going to throw 5 interceptions. He'll throw 3 touchdowns and 5 picks. The Eagles win a shootout like 37-30. All right, that's a W. All right, at the Giants, the Giants are horrible. I can't even believe the Giants beat us once last year. It was kind of disgraceful because the Eagles own the Giants. Yeah, I don't have much else to say, but this is going to be a bunch of Eagles fans there as usual. We have back-to-back games in New York. New Jersey against the Giants and the Jets. I think we win both these games. I'm not scared of either one of these teams at all. Yeah, I don't have too much to really say. I've just given W. All right, then we have a great placed bye week. This is actually very, very nice here. I think this bye week in week 14, when you're already in December, is very, very beneficial to us. So get to the bye week, get the Racists at home on a Saturday. After the bye week, give me the W. Ryan Fitzpatrick, he's hot and cold, roller coaster. I'm giving us the W at home. Giants at home, win. We own the Giants. At Washington, now this is the game where I feel like Fitzpatrick, he'll have like 3 or 4 or 5 games this year where he'll throw for 385 yards and 5 touchdowns, and you just can't believe he can play that well. I'm going to give this a spot where we get the L in Washington because of one of those Ryan Fitzpatrick games. And then Dallas to end the season. Maybe this is for the NFC East. The way these picks are going, I think it could be. So I'm giving us the W, biggest game of the year, Cowboys-Eagles, one more time to end it. And I think, much like a couple years ago, we beat them and win the division right here. So tally it all up, 11-6. I think that is absolutely plausible. I will add, though, these 2 games are the biggest games of the year because you got to figure this is going to be really tough to win in Dallas and home against Kansas City. If you can get the first 2 or even 1-1, the whole season is in front of you and you may be able to make noise. And I think if the Eagles win both of these, it gets really interesting because the schedule lightens up as you go with all these NFC East games backlogged in the last month, including the Giants. I mean, look at this. You have only division games from week 12 on, with the exception of the Jets, and the Jets are a joke. So I think you can tack on a bunch of W's here, but just get through the first half relatively unscathed, and you have the NFC East champions right here, 11-6. I'm calling it. Eagles win the division, and I have overall predictions on the playoffs, but I'm going to say this. The Eagles are going to win the NFC East, and we're going to win round 1. We're going to get to the second round of the playoffs, the NFC divisional round, and we're going to make some noise this year, especially if the offensive line stays intact. If the offensive line stays intact, you heard it here. The Eagles are going to win the division and make noise in the playoffs. So just cross your fingers on the offensive line staying healthy, and we go from there. All right, fam, part 2 is going to be coming up real shortly. We're going to go through the road games, the best ones to go to, and we'll take it from there. Stay safe, everybody, and welcome back, NFL. And I can't believe we get to root for Tom Brady on Thursday night, but we got to do it. Got to root for him and get the Cowboys to go to 0-1. All right, guys. Welcome to the NFL season 2021. Let's do it.